ARK Survival Evolved's last creature. Genesis Part 1 on Switch. And ARK Survival Ascended to drop without DLC features. You're right, kids, it's Raasclark, and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So, the Community Crunch just dropped, revealing a brand new image of the Rhyniognatha in-game, seeing how large this really is, and my word, Sky Giga / Tuzo, it does appear to be. Picking up a Rex, flying mid-air with a Rex in tow. I never believed it. I never thought this would actually happen. It was touted to be this thing that would pick up much bigger creatures than anything else in the map. And come on, who thought it would actually happen? Not me, but there you go. There's a Rex flying in the air, grabbed by our Rhyniognatha that seems to have a two-person saddle, so allows somebody to snipe off and keep people at bay. But what's very interesting about this is if you can pick up creatures to this size, can you just simply drop these in bases? I see some PvP advantages already. If you forgot, the dossier came out a few weeks ago that went into more detail about this being able to thicken up its shell for a defensive boost, spray hard bullet-like globs, or squirt soft globs that harden on impact to gum up incoming predators, slowing them down in the process. With new items, it appears, that seem to be created by crushing up the right arthropleura that you'll turn into an enzyme that'll make Rhyniognatha glue, which will be, I guess, your ammo you can spray. With some very interesting breeding abilities on top, that it seems you'll plant an egg into a dino for it to be birthed out of that creature, possibly killing them in the process. A bit like a Reaper, but at the sacrifice of a tame instead. But I do wonder, will this help to improve breeding? Because it does say in the dossier that you can reap its best traits in the process when incubating through the host. A little bit speculative at the moment, but my words, that is a much bigger creature than I expected it to be. I think everybody expected it to be, apart from ARK Wildcard and the person who made this, and I guess it was certainly worth the vote in the end. Something that can fly and grab giant creatures. I'm really interested to see what the limit on creatures is. Can we pick up gigas? Can we pick up mega shalans? Can we pick up sea creatures? Because the original abilities were touting it to do that. At the very least, though, you can do a Rex, so we'll have to see what else this does when it drops during their 8th anniversary this June. Though worth noting, Wildcard haven't mentioned anything else about this date since then, since this post here, making me wonder, has it been pushed back a little bit? I would have expected this to drop with a date, but there's not one in this post. Who knows, it may still drop on time. Very excited to see this. As we mentioned last weekend, small tribe servers have come to Switch. Lucky you, a different format for people that want it. It's certainly a popular thing amongst other platforms. Makes sense for it to come to Switch. Hope you're enjoying it out there. But more importantly, ARK Genesis on Nintendo Switch is coming to you very soon. In fact, it's coming next week with a few shots showing us the resolution performance of how it performs on the Switch. I'm very surprised how this one is going to be handled. I think Genesis 1 is certainly one that pushed the boundaries with the missions, and let's be honest, on console and PC you get certain frame drops when doing certain missions. Will this happen with this? Are some missions going to be dropped as a result? We'll have to wait and see, but still a great thing for Nintendo Switch players who finally get to play the entirety of ARK, with Genesis Part 2 coming out at some point later this year. You got another Evo event, ladies and gents, boys and girls. That's right, a bit of 2 times unofficial, all the way up to 5 times on Conquest until Tuesday, May the 30th. So you people out there that are still playing unofficial, are you out there? Well, if you are, then get on your harvesting, taming and breeding until then, and everyone else, I guess, play as you normally do. Product manager Dolly had a take on the new Rhyniognatha as well. Good to see. Always love to see Dolly's posts, with apparently its spawn command going to be Skyprawn _character _BP_C. It's not. It's a joke, but I like the joke. Prawns. If you've watched that film with a man who turns into an alien, then you get the joke. And whilst Dolly mentioned she'll be taking no questions at this time, she did reveal something in the Discord about ASA. ARK Survival Ascended, the Unreal 5 remastered version of ARK that's coming out, assumedly at the end of August. We really don't know at this point. I think we're going to see a date for a much later time, but we'll see about that. Is, as far as we know, dropping with only the Island and Scorched Earth initially, with a DLC and possibly a second DLC, brand new DLCs to come out in the future, as well as the other maps over the next 12 months. With some wonder, if we're only playing the Island and Scorched Earth, what is the gameplay going to feel like? Are we going to have a dial back to the primitive times of old that a lot of you out there yearn to experience again, a time that's since gone that you can't play anymore, and you're gonna get it once again? And with that, but seeing that later DLC maps brought in new features such as cryopods, etc., that certainly helped to make the game a different style of play and, let's face it, easier for you. Well, are those features going to be brought into ASA right from the off? Well, Dolly mentioned on Discord during a big discussion that they're still discussing internally a little bit, but at this stage they're leading towards kicking off ASA old school without the additions that dropped in later DLC. So, if that's correct, if that's the route they're taking, cryopods, poof, see you later. Cave exploration, you're on foot. Taming, who needs net guns? You're back on your PTs, being dangled from them to shoot a quits to knock it out. Obviously, we did all this in Monarchy Season 3, enjoyed it, it was very fun. And I do think you'll have a lot of fun playing a style of ARK that you just can't do anymore. It certainly took a lot of setup to recreate that era of ARK in Monarchy Season 3, and perhaps that's what Wildcard want to do, so allow you to experience what that was and see if that's what you still enjoy, or perhaps are just looking back through rose-tinted glasses at it, and the actual later DLCs did improve ARK. It'll be good to see how that's impacted if Wildcard decide to go with that decision. Speaking of which, it's shoutout time, and ARK Solo just dropped a 100 days playthrough of that, a recap if you want to see that, because people, a trailer is coming very, very soon. Can't wait to share it with you. It's imminent, it's round the corner, and of course more docs later today too. Until then, my name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Peace out.